Welcome back, everybody. We are here for another episode of the Neurodivergent Struggles podcast slash show. I'm not sure what it is, but we're having fun here. We're coming to you live from the heart of Hollywood. My name is Dr. Kojo, and I'm here with my friends Mila and Roberto. Say
Hey
hi.
guys, hello,
Welcome.
hello.
Welcome back.
I hope you enjoyed the first episode. And for this episode, the second one, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to talk about our topic, and then we're going to go into the neurodivergent thoughts, and then we're going to do some Q&A. We figured that y'all really enjoyed the Q&A from the first episode. So we'll give you a bit of a longer Q&A section, and we'll make adjustments as we go. But the topic today is falling out with friends. And this seems to be a neurodivergent canon event where you'll fall out with friends, or you'll be buddies with somebody, and that's your boy, that's your girl, and that's your homie, and then something happens, and you question whether you were even friends with this person at all. So I'll let Mila kick it off. What are your thoughts on this topic? Falling out with friends, has that ever happened to you? And if so, how did you feel?
Because of my symptoms, because how I feel, or you mean like, can you elaborate?
Well, yeah, I definitely can. And I'll get to my story and talk about how my ADHD and my neurodivergence has made it hard for me to gauge people's character and their intentions, and me feeling like I could be used for different things, so on and so forth. But with you, I know that you think that you could be on the spectrum, and you think you have ADHD for sure. But from your perspective, have you ever had a situation where you've fallen out with friends, or you've misjudged where you were with somebody in your friendship?
Hmm, misjudged?
Mm-hmm.
Not in a friendship, but in a relationship, maybe.
Relationship.
In the
Okay.
friendship, I would just. It's harder for me in general here in America because all of my childhood friends, they're back in Moscow
Okay.
or in Ukraine because I was born in Ukraine, then we moved to Moscow, blah, blah, all that. So I feel like all my closest people are still there. I do have a lot of good friends here, but I feel like friendship has changed. Like it's
Mm.
more like friendship is only there when it's convenient for people in a way. In a
Ooh.
way. I know it's
Mm.
gonna sound like really dark but it is. It is like that though sometimes. People will always share a good time with you, but it's way harder to have people be there for you when you actually need
Yeah.
them. So that's why you become like extremely self-reliant, and
Yeah.
a bit guarded maybe too. But yeah, I definitely misjudged when people I thought were like closer, we can rely on each other, and it turns out we're not. You're like, all right, that's
Uh,
data.
yeah.
Yeah, that's data.
You,
Just
you have a lot of close friends here in Los Angeles?
a
People that you would
few.
consider close friends.
Close. Here's the thing. Yes,
Okay. Okay.
probably four people I consider really close, but only one of them I know she'll be there for me at
Wow.
any time. Other three, I know that there's a little bit narcissism there, just this a little bit that. Like you know
Yeah.
them, and you know how far you can go with them. So I'd say only one person, she's like a sister to me, that
Wow.
will be there for me no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's tough, especially not being from the city and coming here as an immigrant. I can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rob, what about you? You have a lot of, you're obviously from Los Angeles. It can
Yeah.
help. It's home.
Right.
You got your family here, but would you say that you have a lot of close friends? Like what's your honest answer?
Yeah, I'd say most of my high school friends, I'm still in touch with them. They're my closest friends. But yeah, there's been a couple. There's been one that was a really close friend, and it was a fallout, uh,
Mm.
and it sucked. I realized was even my friend, or was it just being? Were we just doing fun things and I
Mm.
yeah, but I have
Yeah.
a lot of my friends are from high school, and then now you and Andy,
Yeah.
you guys are like the crew.
Yeah.
You guys are
Facts.
we're a team now,
Mm-hmm.
and but yeah, it's growing up here. I get
I think that helps.
it helps a lot.
Yeah, especially in a city like Los Angeles, which is known for entertainment and people looking to network and level up. Uh, my experience has been interesting because as a neurodivergent, I haven't had the best gauge of character. It's been hard for me to tell what people's intentions are, and I've learned, and I made a video about this on social media where I said that the hardest lesson for autistic people to learn in friendship is that not everybody has the same heart as you. Not everybody
Mhm.
will go the lengths that you'll go to help them out. And when you take a step back and you look at things, you zoom out, you see that a lot of the friendships, relationships, situationships you're in are one-sided. And if you needed them the same way that they needed you, it wouldn't be a good thing. And I have fallen out with people, and now I know to rein it in when it comes to making new friendships and relationships. Now, some of this is obviously, due to being a public figure and people thinking that they can, monkey branch and, oh, you know this person,
What can you do for me?
right, right.
Yeah.
How can you help me out in my career? And obviously, like, I want things to be beneficial both ways, but even before I was doing social media, I think I had people around just to have people around, to not be lonely. And I want to hang out with somebody. And I've learned that not everybody has the same heart as me, and that there are some people out there who they will take you for what you can provide for them. And I've had to be much more restrictive. So I still have acquaintances. I use the um, term friend very, very specifically for certain people. Like, this is a friend, it's my boy right here.
Mhm.
But not everybody's like a friend. Um, and I've had to categorize the relationship that I have with people. And I now find that when we can define the relationship, it leads to friendship. For example, if let's say it's a business relationship, we're working on some type of a business thing, through that, I tend to become good friends with somebody, or even skits. I tend to become good
Mhm.
friends with somebody because we defined what the relationship was off the rip. It wasn't something like where it's a situationship, like I'm dating a girl and she's like, "Oh, what are we?" Whatever, or maybe vice versa if that ever happened to me. But where it wasn't something where it's like, I need this from you, maybe I'll get it. You need this from me, maybe we'll get it. When I define a friendship, it makes things much, or define what my association is with that person, then the friendship that develops from that is much easier and is much more natural. Because making a friend, I mean, if you have a friend today, you're doing good. A lot of people don't have friends,
Mm.
just friends.
Would you say that as a ADHD person, is it hard for you to maintain the friendship? Are you the one reaching out, or usually, and also same question to you, or you find being reached out to? I find it extremely difficult for some reason to be the person kind of like maintaining the friend. Like I
Yeah.
always
Mm,
respond. I will
Yeah.
yeah.
always make time for
Facts.
you. If you need
Yeah.
me, I'll
Ooh.
be there for you. But
Yeah.
to be like, hey, how are you doing? Like, hey, what's up? What's been
Yeah.
new? Like, I just don't do that for some reason.
Ooh.
Right.
I'm awful at that. I feel bad. I'm terrible.
Ooh. I'll
Yeah.
let you go first on that one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got some thoughts though.
Yeah. Yeah. I think yeah,
Guilty.
yeah, it's tough because I think I am that way too. I sometimes get so involved with my own life and doing the things that I do. I'm like, oh man. But once I have like the thought of them, I'm like, I'm gonna reach out, give them a call, shoot a text. But it's always hard to for me. It's always been hard for me to like, okay, let me give them a call, let me do a good text. But I always respond
Yeah,
I
same.
I
I
always
always
try to
respond.
respond. If they give me a call them right back when I'm
Mm.
not busy. But yeah, I can relate to you. It's always been hard for me to reach out
Yeah.
and ask them for help or oh like how are you guys doing or how are you doing? It's tough, but I'm getting better at it. I've
Okay.
I'm for sure getting better
Especially
at it.
with new people, isn't it? So hard. Like you meet the person
I think it's hard in
somewhere
general.
and you're like, oh, I would love to hang out with that person. But then you're like, hey, let's hang out. It's almost like a rejection. You're afraid that, I don't
Mm,
know.
it could be good.
yeah, I think yeah, I just don't want to waste or not. Maybe they're busy. I don't want to
Yeah.
intrude in what they're doing, but I think shooting a text. I was a big caller. Like I usually call my friends.
Mm.
Um, but I think now it's just like I'll shoot them a text.
These days, if you're
Yeah.
not like really, really close people, or you
Yeah.
already agreed to meet, and
Mhm.
then you're like, "Hey, you're here, not here," then call is appropriate. But
Yeah.
if it's a new person and
Yeah.
they're calling me, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Why are you calling
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Facts.
weird."
Yeah.
We're not on that level yet. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like it feels so.
Yeah.
Phone call feels so invasive
Yeah, right.
when you haven't
Yeah.
established that, you know, friendship, that core. It's like, damn, like you calling me. Like, if you can call me on a Tuesday randomly at 4 p.m. while I'm in traffic, you can call me anytime. You gotta get scared for what the person might do in the future.
Yeah.
Uh, but I definitely think it's the ADHD thing to struggle to keep up with your friends. Like, you don't miss your friends because it's out of sight, out of mind. Like,
I miss them. I miss them though.
well, I mean, I miss my friends, but I don't, like, I forget that they're there, that we have their friendship. Because if they're not there, like if I'm on the road, then I'm like, dang, okay, all right, like I got the boys back in LA. Now we have group messages, so like we'll keep up that way. But if I were to be gone from LA for months on end, which I'm not,
Right.
sometimes it'd be hard for me to keep up with some of the relationships I have in the city, because a lot of times when you see somebody, like whether you go to the same gym or something like that, that's your cue to check in on them. Like, oh yeah, yeah, I do work out with so and so. Like, we did say we're gonna go out and watch the game, but if I'm not seeing the person, I kind of forget that they're there. Like, sometimes I forget to call or text my parents because they're on the East Coast. So I put reminders on my phone. Every Thursday, I'll say, "Have you checked in with your wonderful family?" Because I'll forget to text them. Like, when I have the thought now, when I think of anybody in my family, I text them,
Mm-hmm.
because time can go by and I'll
It's so
forget
true.
to check it on somebody. And sometimes I do wonder if that makes me a bad friend. But my close friends know, oh, Kojo will get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get back to you
Interesting.
eventually. But I'll definitely get back. And I take friendship very seriously.
Me too.
Like, after falling out with people, I take friendship very seriously. One thing that I now wear as a badge of honor is when a friend will call me with good news. Being the person that you trusted with good news is such a flex. Like, wow, like you thought so highly of me to call me when you had good news. Because a lot of people, if you're doing better than them, or if
Right.
like something happened for them and it didn't happen for you, like they'll question, oh, is this person happy for me? Like, I got the audition, I got the call back, I'm a series regular in LA, and like they're still like working
Are
at
they
the
gonna get
restaurant.
jealous?
Are they
Yeah.
are they gonna be jealous? Are they gonna be happy for me? So you tell anybody bad news, people will say, "Oh man, like that sucks," or like sometimes people will be low key happy that you're going through a hard time. Like, "Oh yes, this person's
Mm.
going through a hard time." But
Yeah.
when somebody calls you with good news, it's like, wow, like you really think this highly of me,
Mm.
that you would trust me with this news. Like, I take that. That's a flex for me.
Yeah.
You have any different like flexes, like something that happens in a friendship that lets you feel like you're really close to
Yeah.
somebody?
Yeah. I feel like it's I mean, it would be ideal, obviously. I have a friend like that, but a friend who is happy for you when
Right.
something good happens to you, but also can hold a space for you
Hmm.
when you're going through something. Because a lot of people be like, "Oh, I can't deal with that. Like I can't deal with negative emotion. I
Yeah.
can't deal with
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like I really care about you, but I just can't. It makes me anxious or whatever." Like, okay, well, that person won't be able to I don't know, dive deeper with you or like listen to what you're going through.
Mm.
I thrive to be a friend that can be both,
Yeah.
and I have a few people that are like that. One is the girl that I mentioned, like a sister to me, and the other person is actually my mom, but she's not
Okay.
here though. She's in Moscow, and so unfortunately, sometimes we don't see each other for like years on end.
Ooh.
The longest I have not seen her was 3 years at a
Wow.
time,
I
and
couldn't imagine not seeing my mom for three
yeah,
years.
imagine. But she's my closest person. Like I
Wow.
love
You
her
talk every day?
almost every day. Yeah,
Okay,
almost every
that's
day. I
awesome.
want to say every day, but sometimes there are days we don't,
Yeah.
but literally almost every day. And like with her, I'm invasive. I'm like, I'm gonna call you anytime, and she's gonna call me anytime. Like there's no
Mm.
such thing. You know what I mean? Like same with that other friend of mine. We literally can call anytime, and there's no problem with that.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I feel so comfortable when I see that phone call popped up, and I'm like, oh yeah,
that's your
like
safe space.
Yeah.
yes, it makes me feel happy that they
Wow.
call me or when I call.
Mm. And how's your relationship with your mom progressed as you've become older? Have y'all become more friends? Like she was
She,
like a disciplinarian when you were younger, and now like y'all have
no,
more
well,
friendships.
I think my situation with my mom is very unique because A, she got me when she hasn't even turned 20 yet. So
Oh, she was like a
she was
baby,
still
kind of.
19.
Wow.
Yes. She was 19. So she technically almost 20. Yeah. So 20 years between us. And she says that I'm the best accident that ever happened to her.
Oh wow, okay.
I was not a planned child, but for some
Whoops.
reason it does not traumatize me.
I
Um,
don't think any immigrant kids were planned. I wouldn't.
no,
I don't
right?
think. Were you planned?
Nah, I was planned for sure. Like, for sure, for sure.
Good.
Mhm.
So she was super, super young when she had me, and then they were forced. My dad and my mom were forced to get married, and then because of me, because
Oh,
my mom
okay.
got pregnant. Obviously, they divorced almost immediately after she had me, and good for them because stop hitting, because they just like really better apart.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't living with her up until I was like 10 pretty much. She had to go to Moscow and kind of like earn for the entire family.
Okay.
And so
She's a go getter.
I was pretty much raised by my grandparents up until I was 10. And when she finally brought me to Moscow, always felt like we're friends. Like I never felt like she's my mom,
Oh, okay.
weirdly.
Wow.
So it's like my grandmother is my mom in a way.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
And she was a disciplinarian. She's like
Got it.
super strict. But my mom was like, no, you can do whatever you want. I'm like, really? Yeah.
Okay, which can be a double-edged sword, but like it's led to a
100%
beautiful
double-edged swords.
friendship.
There was definitely a downside to that. I had to learn how to cook almost instantly because my mom didn't know how to cook.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can cook now?
Yeah,
Pretty
actually.
good?
Yeah. And my mom
Okay.
still doesn't.
Oh
Which
wow.
is so funny. Yeah.
What she eat?
Her man cooks for her. But when we see
Oh,
each other,
okay.
I'm
Excuse
cooking.
me.
I'm cooking for her.
She living good.
She's like, I did not teach you this. I was like, yeah, mom, another thing you didn't teach me.
Do you make like Ukrainian or Russian dishes or
Oh, anything.
like American stuff?
Oh yeah, of course.
So can you cook a Thanksgiving dinner?
Thanksgiving, actually, I've never cooked a Thanksgiving dinner. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
If I follow a recipe, yes, I will. But speaking of, like, I can make a steak, I can make a burger, I can make a lettuce burger,
Respect.
protein style
Okay.
you ever
burger.
cook Mexican food?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
well, a few things. Like
Uh-huh.
I've made tacos,
Okay.
and that's it.
Can you make
That's
a
it. Like the easiest thing to make.
Yeah, I do Italian. Like I actually make pasta and pizza multiple times. I'm
Okay.
like from scratch and stuff like that.
Okay.
Can you make aguachiles?
Stop. Now you're questioning my culinary abilities. I'm not
Respect.
terrible for someone who's never been taught.
Especially somebody who's not even in the Mexican culture to, make tacos or not in the Italian culture
Right,
and you
right,
can
right,
cook
right.
Italian food.
Italian
Respect.
food is my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Okay, speaking of that, so my mom, my best friend, because she's never felt like my mom. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I feel like I care about her more. I'm like, well, once you land, text me.
Okay. So you're almost kind of, well, I mean, we're getting older now, so now we're raising our parents.
Yeah. She rides motorcycle. I'm like, are you wearing a helmet? Like,
Wow.
sure.
Mm.
She rides. She can ride a
Yeah,
motorcycle. That's cool.
She has 2 motorcycles.
Wow, that's so.
Wow.
I would never.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Your
cool.
mom's a badass.
She's a
Okay.
badass.
Dang. And is she married now?
She has they decided to
Okay, yeah,
never
okay, yeah.
get married, but like for the last 7 years,
Okay.
she found the love of her life.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Long-term partner.
Yeah.
Have you met him?
Once,
Okay.
because she started dating him right after I moved to the United States,
Oh, okay.
and I moved by
Got it.
myself. So in these 7 years, I only met him once.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you like him?
Yeah, super good dude.
You're like, I gotta say I like him. I gotta say I like him.
No, he's super sweet. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Like that friendship with your parents, it's so needed because like they gave birth, and some people have a situation where they're not close with their parents. But man, when you're close with your parents, it feels good to have that bond.
Yeah. That's why I don't even know. It's hard for me to relate to usual issues that people have with their parents. I'm like, well, one of them was non existent. Technically, my dad, no resentment there, by the way. But my mom was
Respect.
my best friend.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And that's somebody you don't have to question. That's your mom.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see moms who are in competition with their daughters. It feels good to have to see healthy examples
Oh
of
yeah. She's super
of
happy for me and
friendships.
anything.
Okay. All right. And on your end, what's been your experience with friendships? Obviously, you're from the city,
Yeah.
but what's an underrated sign of a friendship for you?
I think I think being able to like be fully yourself and vent and
Facts.
especially a big one is cry. Like who
Yeah.
can call you
Mm.
and cry and
Yeah.
just it's a rare thing for someone to you know just cry in front of you or on the phone.
Yeah.
I think that's they see you as someone that won't judge them for it
Ooh. Especially as guys too.
as guy, yeah, especially. So I think, yeah.
I like that. And I don't know about you, but I feel more comfortable crying in front of like uh, like you or like one of the fellas
Hmm.
than a girl I'm dating.
Right.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I don't know. I don't like to do it. I don't like to do it.
Because you're not supposed to.
Admittedly, yes, there's some type of reservation that I have where I feel like I'm not supposed to, but
Masculinity and
yeah, but I just feel like um you have to be careful crying in front of your woman. I mean, like if some catastrophic happens, like allow yourself to feel emotion, but it shouldn't be like a go-to. Like
right.
y'all watching the Notebook. I mean, like if the Notebook really, if the Notebook gets those emotions out of you, sure. But I do think that because people always say, "Oh, show emotions in front of your woman, like cry," but I say like with reservation, it's situational. Like everything shouldn't make you boo-hoo. Sometimes your woman will not feel safe in a relationship if like three cats come to the front porch and then you're just crying because you're feeding the cats and they're so furry. You need to,
Know
you
the
know,
moments.
right, know the moments. I mean, I know even for me personally, my ex gave me something for my birthday, and then she gave me a note along with it, and it reduced me to tears. I was crying out to go in the kitchen, and then obviously she tried to follow me. I'm like, hey, give me a second,
Aw.
because I don't get things a lot for my birthday. So I mean, I'll forever be grateful to her for that moment because
Right.
um yeah, like she thought to give me something, and and she wrote a note that was super dope. It caught me off guard. I was like, damn, like give me a second, like just give me a second. But like when that happens, like obviously it just filled me with so much emotion that like I mean that was my genuine reaction to that. But that's not
Right.
happening every day. Like I don't have that. Things don't hit me like that often. But I think crying as a man, just being able to cry, like you said, it's a healthy sign of friendship and
Friendship.
healthy masculinity.
And
Right.
trust.
Yeah.
Trust.
And trust, yeah.
I think you should absolutely be able to cry in front of your woman, but to your point, it has to be the right woman. It has to be the
All
right
right.
person that will hold that space for you, that will comfort you, that will not like look down at you for
Mm-hmm.
doing that, because I'm sure there could be people like that out there
Yeah.
too, and that will traumatize you
Yeah. It
to
will.
never open up. But yeah, it's definitely not a solution to never open up.
Mm,
I think it
yeah.
should be safe to open up.
Yeah.
And for a woman, as a woman, I realized that if my tears don't do anything to my partner, like if my partner can just like sit there and watch me cry,
Mm-hmm.
no, I gotta run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not
You
saying
don't
that.
feel like it's a safe enough space to where
Correct.
you can allow yourself to feel. That
Right.
makes sense.
Some people are more criers, obviously. Some women are like crying more regularly, but still, your partner should not be insensitive to that.
Mm-hmm.
it- yeah, I don't know. It's just I've had partners like that when I was like, I think they just don't care right now. He doesn't care that
Yeah.
I'm upset.
It's a
And it's
healthy
scary.
balance. It is scary because, like, if your woman is going through something, like you gotta, be there for her. At the same time, I don't think that everything a woman does needs a reaction to it, or sometimes because you'll try and jump and fix it. Like,
Oh
what's
yeah,
wrong?
yeah, that's true, true.
But you do have to hold
In
a
that sense.
space for her where you don't. make her feel shame, especially for crying. Because if you react in a way that shows that, man, you crying is a waste of my time, then you'll feel like you can't be like upfront with them,
Vulnerable.
right? Well, which is not a good thing. Now
No.
we're not going in the right direction at
Yeah.
all. Uh,
Yeah, well, I like that the original topic was about friends. Obviously, it applies to relationships, all kinds of relationships. But it's so true that you need to be able to be vulnerable with your
mm,
friends. And I think this is where this distinction happens. You can have so many friends, but only two or like one will be that person for you,
yeah,
that you can be absolutely vulnerable yourself and admit the, I don't know, the darkest or the brightest
yeah.
sides of
Hmm.
you, the
If you
most
have at least
vulnerable.
one, you're blessed. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people don't have
None.
any
Yeah.
friends. So many people right now have zero friends.
Yeah.
There's a crisis that's going on. And I think it's important to let people know that while being in unhealthy friendships is, I mean, not the best, that if you have somebody to talk to, it goes a long way. I still don't advocate for unhealthy friendships and staying around situations where you're not valued. But if you have just one person to talk to, it goes a long way. Just one person you can confide in. Because a lot of people, if you have no friends, you go through your day without talking to anybody. And if you don't leave your house, you're making it very easy for yourself to be depressed. You
How
have to have some social interaction.
how much harder is it for a person with autism to be vulnerable like that and open up like that?
It's difficult because a lot of people who are on the spectrum have something called CPTSD, which is trauma that happens to you repeatedly over time. And you learn that there's certain things that you can't do. Like you'll learn that, okay, well, whenever I show emotion, it makes people feel like I'm too much. Whenever I do this, like people are annoyed by this. When I'm talking too much, people aren't as excited as me. So you learn to shut down, you learn to suppress yourself. And if you are rejected even once or twice, you're not gonna put yourself back out there. But as we know in life, a lot of things are numbers games. You have to put yourself out there and talk to people and talk to people. But if you get a couple of rejections and then you just kind of shut down, then you're making it harder for yourself to reach out and meet people. And you
To
can't
meet the
go
right people.
right. You
Yeah.
can't go through life by yourself. You have to have somebody. But loneliness is, I think, it's an epidemic in general. But for the people who are on the spectrum, it's that much more of an issue. And I read some of the forums. Every now and then I'll go into the forums and I'll comment. And people are like, oh, Dr. Kojo. I'm like, I can't come here all the time, but I read and I see parents who are concerned that their kids have never had relationships, have never had a lot of friends or any friends. And when your child is 26 and they're on spectrum, they've never had a relationship or like a friend that they could really count on. Like you said, like that one friend, it's tough because you worry about your child being, taken advantage of, and you know that there's not that many people out there who may be able to connect with your child on that level, communication
Hmm.
wise. So I think it's definitely an issue, and having forums online could be one of the ways to meet friends. But encouraging people to get out and leave the house. Like I met him, and like we talked about in the former podcast, the former episode, I met him and Frankie on the same day. Like these are two of my best friends here in LA. We collaborate and we work on so many things. I met them on the same day, and I didn't want to go
Wow.
to the gym that one day. But then my roommate was like, "Come on, brother, like we'll go to the gym first, and then we'll get high." And I was like, "All right," like I was, struggling with my substance use era back then, and we went to the gym and then met him, and then because of him, like I'm in the best shape of my life. We work out all the time, and he's definitely helped me in terms of like being focused. When I met him, like I was maybe I was a serial dater, not maybe. I just be talking to this girl and that girl and this girl and that girl, and he was like, "Hey, focus! Like you have a great thing going on. You have, people who care about you online, people who want to hear this message." And him, and then through him I met Andy, and Andy's been another great source of inspiration for me, somebody I can talk to and ask questions. You met Andy and his parents that one time. So you can't do you can't do it all alone, and you have to have somebody around. So yeah, it's harder when you're on the spectrum, but the good thing is that you just need one. Just need one. If you can get one, like right now, if you're watching this and you have one friend, you are a very blessed person. If you have one friend and you're watching this right now, you're a blessed person. It's so hard to have one, and one solid friend is priceless. You can't put a
Yeah.
price tag on one solid friend.
Yeah.
You gotta treasure that.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Shall we go?
Yeah. With that being said, we'll
the
go to
question?
the neurodivergent thoughts. Well, actually, for time purpose, well, actually, let's read the neurodivergent thoughts so we can stay with um the structure, and then we'll get the Q&A. I'm itching to get the Q&A.
Perfect. All right, let's do that. Neurodivergent people move in packs like emotionally chaotic wolves. So if all your friends have ADHD, I've got some news for you.
I agree.
I agree.
People who are on the spectrum, people who have ADHD, when you connect with somebody so deeply, it doesn't automatically mean that they're autistic or have ADHD themselves, but it means that
It's
you
easier
know,
to connect.
right? Because you've connected with somebody so deeply, you found somebody who you're comfortable sharing parts of yourself that you wouldn't normally put outside. Like you mask, you put on
Yeah.
a facade. Like you don't put your actual self out there. But if you meet somebody that you can be comfortable with that early on, and they're comfortable with you, and they're actually telling you how they feel and how their day was, and not just a generic answer, could be a sign that there's some joint neurodivergence there.
No, it makes perfect sense. I actually have a great example of that. All of my friends, and actually my mom is too. I think she's also a little bit ADD. Like we get distracted so easily. It doesn't mean we don't get things done. It doesn't mean that we, get to places. We might be late for 15 minutes or like 40, like I was today. But like
Happens.
we don't judge each other for that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I owe to the world. Please be late when you meet me. It's
Mhm.
fine. But I genuinely do not align with people. They're like, I've been waiting for 5 minutes and they're pissed. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
next time, please be late too.
Yeah.
Please, just be late.
I don't relate
Get
because
distracted with your phone. I don't mind.
I need that grace. So I would never get upset at somebody for being 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
Because I know I need me a window as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like all my friends get like distracted. I tell them a story and they're like, oh yeah, and they not listening to me. I'm like, it's okay. They're gonna come back to me. So I don't
Mhm.
judge them on that.
Facts.
And now a conversation just
It
flows.
flows.
And people that get uncomfortable around that are like, just get on your phone. I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Please carry on. Because I didn't mean to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just can't help it.
Yeah.
So all my friends are like that. It's
Yeah.
very chaotic conversations, but very fun.
Any thoughts on that?
I think just hanging out with you, bro, I feel like I have ADHD. Just
It's contagious.
every time you say I see you do things, I'm like, damn, I might have ADHD too. So yeah, I think it's
Bet. All right, let's see what the next one is.
The next one is ADHD be like, let me open a restaurant instead of doing the dishes.
Yeah, that's definitely me. When I have to do something in front of me, I want to do anything but that thing. And sometimes I'll start something with the intention of ignoring it so that way I can do the thing that I actually have to do. Because when a task is in front of me, I'm like, "Man, I don't want to do this." So, like, I'll actually sometimes go see my patients, and instead of doing the notes right away, I'll leave the notes to be pending. So that way I have to do that task. And because I don't want to do the notes, then I'll go do something else that I should have been done. So I found ways to trick myself into doing things that I have to do by putting another task in front of me. And then I just kind of like reverse things.
Reverse
And then,
psychology.
yeah, and in order to do my notes, I do something else. I start something else. So that way, like I'll start laundry. And instead of finishing the laundry, now I'll go do my notes. So I found ways to work with my ADHD brain.
Because now you feel antsy doing laundry and you're like, no, I need to do that actually.
Right. I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to finish it, but let me get my notes done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you relate?
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
No, definitely.
I'm trying to give y'all ADHD. All right, we can go to the Q&A. Let's see what we got for Q&A.
All right, perfect. I just saw your video. part two of knowing when to be screened for autism. I am autistic, but I did not know until I was in my 40s. It has been a less than enjoyable journey to date. Your video brought tears. I've never felt understood or seen like that. Thank you for attempting to bring a much clearer, more accurate perspective of autism in a time of the entire government looking for cure, how to cure us. It feels very threatening. I'm sorry, that's my English. Thank you for being kind. I appreciate you.
I appreciate that. And it appears as if the woman is a woman or a man.
Amen.
Man, okay. I don't know. I automatically assumed it's a woman. My bad.
It's
A
okay.
man. So a man diagnosed with autism in his 40s.
Yes, in his 40s. Oh, that's why you thought it's a woman, because women usually get
Right,
diagnosed
right,
later.
right. But sometimes the fellas get diagnosed later in life
Mm-mm.
too. And to that guy who was diagnosed later in life with autism, I just want to say thank you for your attention. And it's important and it's still worth it to get a diagnosis. People sometimes will ask, is it worth it to get diagnosed with autism? I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s. I think if you have the ability to and the resources, why not? It allows you to liberate yourself of all the guilt and shame. Guilt is not liking what you've done, and shame is not liking who you are. And a lot of people on the spectrum don't like who they are. So you can start to repair that relationship with yourself after that diagnosis. So thank you for your attention. And to address the second part about the government and the administration looking for cures for autism, I'm split on it because I do think that President Trump's administration shining light on autism is good so we can have these conversations. At the same time, there are a lot of people in the community who feel a way about some of the language that's used. Um, and I know that sometimes with autism you can take things literally, but uh, I think it's RFK saying they're looking for a cure for autism. um, I can see how that comes off as a very corrosive statement because autism isn't something that needs to be cured. You don't need a fix for it. You need to, we need to learn how to work with individuals who are autistic and help them communicate and create environments where they can, we can play to their strengths and make you feel human and make you feel respected and worthy. I don't think it needs a cure. But I th- I think I know what the administration is trying to say. They're trying to look at the causes and they're trying to look into
Mm-hmm.
autism. But the way that comes off, it does come off kind of like, I like, dang, like you're trying to cure me. Like, what's wrong with me? So
Mm-hmm.
it kind of comes off a little funky. So
Like as an attack?
yeah,
Like, mhm.
I get that, but I don't think that there's um, any need to cure autism.
Right.
We just need to create a world where autistic individuals can survive safely and then thrive.
Yeah, find themselves.
Yeah.
Um, we're not saying the names today, just to keep you guys anonymous. But if you would like to be called by your name next time, you can just also make that in your DMs and comments.
Yeah.
So the lady says, I have been, okay, so now it's English, DX. It means diagnosed.
Diagnosed. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've guessed
Diagnosed.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I have been diagnosed as bipolar, but may I ask you if hormones affect bipolar patients more than the average? After pregnancy, I went nuts, and again after switching my birth control, but very
Mm,
stable in between.
okay.
Also, she says, can I make an appointment? Thank you for your content.
uh, so let me answer the question first. So is a woman in? Did she say her age?
She doesn't say
Okay.
her age. I would say she looks like she's maybe late 30s, I would say.
Okay.
So yeah, she's been diagnosed as bipolar, and she's asking if hormones affect bipolar
Okay.
patients more than average patients with
Got it. So
bipolar.
do hormones affect bipolar disorder? And this is from a woman. The answer is yes. So um,
She said I went nuts after pregnancy, and then again when she was switching birth control, because birth control can be affecting.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
different.
yeah. So I see a couple of factors here that can make this woman feel as if she's losing it, even outside of the bipolar disorder. So you mentioned the switching of the birth controls. That right there can send your moods up and down and left to right. So that's one thing. And then she, after pregnancy, had a baby. So the postpartum period is another period where you can feel like you're losing it as well. So those are two things outside bipolar disorder that can make you feel like you're having mood swings that are crazy and you don't know what's going on. Then the third thing, to answer her original question, is do hormones affect bipolar disorder? Uh, they do. And when a woman is in a manic episode, she has higher levels of progesterone and testosterone.
Mm.
And I think that that's interesting because high levels of testosterone is, associated with increased aggression. So like whatever you're dealing with can be more amplified. If you're dealing with a lot of delusional ideation, that could be more amplified. If you're dealing with mood swings, it could be more amplified. The suicide rates, tend to go a bit higher. The more, the higher your testosterone levels are in women. And then bipolar disorder is the mental health condition that has the highest suicide rate in general, bipolar 2 specifically. So there are a lot of things that could make this woman feel as if she's losing it. And it is helpful to talk to your primary care provider, in addition to your psych, and don't neglect the hormones. I think it's very important to talk about the hormones so you're not losing it, and what you're thinking is leading to mood swings is probably correct. And then to answer a question about to make an appointment, we see people in a couple of different states: Arizona, California, Washington, and Alaska. But I think our wait list is pushed out till April. I'm not sure. That's a question for my assistant, but hopefully I'll see you at a comedy
But
show.
but the answer is technically yes, right? She could make an appointment or
If she's in one of those four
one of those
states,
states. Okay.
yeah, for a psychiatric appointment. And before we move on to the next question, um,
Mhm.
you're not a woman with bipolar disorder, but you've spoken about bipolar as well. And I know in the previous episode you touched on mania a little bit. Um, was there ever any point that you felt like you were losing it, like right before mania, or like even after you came out of the hospital? Did you ever, like, how long did it take you to feel like you were like kind of getting back to yourself?
Stabilized.
Yes,
Mm,
stable.
like before and
Well,
after?
well, actually, more specifically, like
After?
afterwards. Yeah. How long did it take you for you to feel like you were kind of getting back to you?
Well, what happened with me was like the pills. I had to talk to my psychiatrist to
Hmm.
switch me from the pills because I was feeling like a zombie. It felt like I was a shell of myself. It
Okay.
didn't feel like I was fully myself.
Uh,
So I think after switching the pills
hmm.
and talking to my psychiatrist that this is what I'm feeling, it took maybe a month,
Okay.
a month after that to feel pretty good,
Good.
almost
Good.
100%, like a
Okay.
month, I'd say.
Awesome. I love to get that lived experience.
Yeah.
To give her hope that getting on the right meds would get you feeling good. So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
The next one's very sweet actually because of the beginning of it. You'll know what I mean.
Okay.
You will probably never see this or reply to this, but I need help. When I was 14, I was told I could have bipolar, but due to an eating disorder at the time, it was put on a back burner for years. I have diagnosed depression and anxiety, but when on medication to help this, I get worse in terms of my mood switching and irritability. I don't know how to speak about it as for me. Um, I don't know how to speak about it as for me. It's normal, but everyone else around me, including my partner, sees how bad it actually is. And I don't know what to do or say for someone to listen to me.
Okay. So
Do you want me to repeat some of this?
when the person was 14, they were
She was diagnosed. Sorry, so when she was 14, she was told that she could be diagnosed, that she could be bipolar.
bipolar. Got it.
But because she had eating disorder at the time, that was pushed on the back burner.
Got it.
But what
Okay.
she actually was diagnosed, presumably later in life, is depression and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's on medication to help with those with depression and anxiety, she gets worse in terms of mood
Mood swings,
switchings
yeah.
and irritability, and she just doesn't know how to express that to her partner and to get people to listen to her.
Okay. So great question, by the way. And the first thing I have to say to that is you're not crazy, you're not losing it. What you've told me checks out. So a lot of people are hesitant to diagnose bipolar disorder in kids because they'll say, "Oh, this diagnosis will follow you around. It's a label, so we don't want to give it to you." When if that's the right diagnosis, it's better to preemptively give it to the person because you'll save their life. And if you have a family history of bipolar disorder, especially, then it's more likely statistically that you can have it. So I think that the first thing to do is to go find professional help and confirm the diagnosis. Because if you do have bipolar disorder, the treatment is different from depression. When you have depression, they give you antidepressants, but you give antidepressants to somebody who has bipolar disorder, watch what happens. They'll get a lot more activated. They'll be a lot more erratic in terms of their mood because you're pushing them into a hypomanic episode. Sometimes you'll push them
Oh
into
wow, so
mania.
it's actually a thing.
Yeah, it's a
Oh
thing.
wow.
I, that's probably one of the top three mistakes I see when somebody comes to me. They'll be misdiagnosed with depression or anxiety, but they have bipolar disorder. And when you give them a mood stabilizer, then all of a sudden magically they do so much better. And I've seen couples where the one partner will tell the other, when you started those meds, it's like night and day.
Oh wow.
The arguments that we used to have, we don't have those arguments. When something happens that would normally upset you, you're chill. You play it cool, like you're even emotionally. So I think getting on the right meds with bipolar disorder is helpful, but you have to have the diagnosis first. So if you're misdiagnosed with depression and you actually have bipolar disorder, until you get on the right medications and get off the wrong ones, you probably will continue to have those issues in your relationship. And the good news is she's one, psych visit away from feeling a lot better and changing her life, and also saving the relationship too. Because if she doesn't get that help, it's going to be so much harder for her to keep that relationship together, and she could blame herself for the relationship failing if things don't work out.
So I guess just to sum up, your advice is for her to first get the right diagnosis
Right, right,
instead of just keep taking the medication that presumably only makes things worse or like not even
right,
suitable in her situation in the
right.
first place.
It's very likely that she could have bipolar disorder because providers just don't want to diagnose it at that age. But go and get a second
Second
opinion
opinion.
and let them know everything that you let us know in the DMs, and meds could change your life. So sometimes we can't get around medications, and I know that's not the answer people want to hear. Like people want to hear maybe like a meditation, like a yoga, a chant, a
Mindfulness.
mantra, mindfulness. But like I mean, I take medications for my mental health every day, so I think it's helpful to eliminate the stigma. For some of us, meds are absolutely necessary, and I
But
mean,
not for everybody though.
not
Like
for
that's
everybody,
also
but
another
I mean, it
thing.
took me a while to even take my meds every day. So like I know it can be hard to take them.
Yeah.
So
Same
her
same with me. I take it every night. And it's like I said before, it's tough for me to truly accept, like, damn, I really need to take this.
Right,
Do I
every
really
day
need it? But
too.
I don't want to take the risk of me going manic or into psychosis
Right.
again. I think, yeah, I'd rather just take it and be safe
Yeah.
than have to deal with that and all the
Mm.
setbacks. So
Do you think that it took you that last visit to psych hospital to be like, all right, I gotta take my meds?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that one was the longest that took me to really recover
Get back to
from and get
yourself.
back to
Yeah.
myself. That one was
Aw.
like the last. So I was like, yeah, no.
Ah, okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get one more question in.
Yeah, just before we do
Oh yeah.
that, she is also saying, I guess her main question was like, how do I speak about it? So before she went ahead and got the second
Mhm.
opinion, um, how does she express that to her partner and people around her that see that she's not stable a bit, I guess, dysregulated? How does she express that to someone to
Okay.
make them listen to her?
Ooh, all right. So that's a great part to the question. All right. So to the woman who was not given the diagnosis of bipolar disorder in her teens, who thinks that she could have it as an adult, and the antidepressants are making her mood much worse. What you tell your partner is you say, "Hey, sweetheart, I think that I've been misdiagnosed, and I believe that if I get the right diagnosis, that would get me much closer to the right medications and the right treatment and the right support. So I'm going to go on a journey where I'm going to look for a second opinion, and I'm going to see if I have this condition, which I think I have. And if I have this condition, it will change the game plan and the treatment and what I'm taking and what I'm doing. My exercise is going to change everything. So please be patient with me as I work through these issues. And I know that things have been hard, but just be patient with me because I'm doing everything that I can to get a little bit closer to a solution." So she says that. I think
I think
any
it's a
partner
great
who's
advice.
reasonable would be like, okay,
Support.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like they're trying their best to help themselves, so it makes it easier to help them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great advice. One more?
Yeah, let's get one
Yes.
more in.
Okay, let's do
Get
it.
one more question, and then we'll wrap up.
I love your Bipolar 2 video. I'm a nurse practitioner and actually have a bipolar 2 disorder that was undiagnosed for years.
Mm,
I was treated with anxiety, see, similar story, and actually OCD.
I'm telling you,
And the fluoxetine, or what we assume, is what sent me
fluoxetine,
into a
Prozac.
hypomanic state where I lost about 30 pounds
Mm,
and didn't sleep much and just was doing random projects all around my house. The doctors kept thinking it was OCD behaviors until the excessive spending got out of hand and the weight loss.
mm. So I think we're seeing a pattern here. The
She's a
person,
woman.
right? The woman who's misdiagnosed with OCD or anxiety and depression, and she has either bipolar disorder or ADHD. And as you can see in that video, she was talking about some of the early signs of mania. And I know you can speak to this from your perspective, but from what I've seen at the psych hospital, early signs of mania, you lose your appetite, you stop sleeping, you feel extremely confident, you start a whole lot of projects, you have more ideas than you have time. So you're starting a whole lot of different things. You're not completing them, but you're starting them, and you feel extremely sexy. You feel like you want to send long paragraphs to people at 3 a.m. You feel better than you felt in a long time. You've cleaned your whole house. You've deep cleaned the kitchen. Everything. I see you're smiling.
I'm like, can I have some mania in my life? I'm just kidding. It's a joke. I'm sorry.
And
Because sometimes
a lot of people with bipolar disorder, they love the manic episode because that's when they're productive. They love themselves. They're getting things done, and they're getting into new relationships. And we all know that that first week or two of a relationship feels so good. You're like, oh, I'm gonna marry this.
It
Oh,
feels
this is my person. Oh, come here, let me smooch you. Let me make you ficky. Like it feels so good.
butterflies, yeah,
Uh,
all that.
oh, y'all get butterflies. I think we just get horny.
At
But if,
least honest.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you can call them butterflies, but we feel something else. But like we just feel so, we feel so good at the beginning of a relationship. So if you're becoming manic and you might be starting multiple relationships and have a roster and you feel great, you're lacking yourself for the first time in a long time. So it's tough to bring you down, but like she said, she lost 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Mania can be extremely dangerous. So it is
Spending, like spending a lot of money.
overspending. And when you put yourself in debt from a very bad manic episode, that I've seen that be like the place where people draw the line. Like, all right, I went to buy a new truck, I bought this, I bought that, and now I'm $50,000 in debt and I have to spend the next 2-3 years cleaning up from this mess. That is kind of like going to the psych hospital. You're like, all right, this is the last time I'm doing this. I'm good. Like I promise I'm good. And then you get on your meds and you learn that even though mania feels good, it's hard to trust yourself when you're manic. And I'm happy that she got the proper help. She said she was given Prozac for OCD, which is what you get for OCD. But people don't screen. I could go on and on about the things that are wrong in psychiatry, but people don't screen for bipolar disorder when somebody's depressed. Like if you have bipolar disorder and you go to the psych and you tell them that you're depressed, most times they don't do a good enough job of asking all the right questions. So they'll give you a Prozac or something like that, and you could go into a manic episode, and if you're feeling great and funky and sexy and fresh, and like you go change your hair and you smell extremely good, like most people that you're dating are not gonna be like, what are you doing? They're gonna be like, "Ooh, oh my gosh, she's so sexy. This is so amazing." And you're not gonna really complain, because people complain more when they're at a low, not really at a high.
Right.
When you're at a high, you have to be taken to the psych hospital
Right.
against your will.
Well, unless they put you in some dangerous situation, like, yeah, let's race this guy on the road.
Uh,
We're gonna win.
Right. And the reason why they take you to psych hospital as soon as possible is because it keeps you safe from hurting yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that she got the right help. And I mean, she talked about some of the early signs. Did we ever talk about what the early signs of mania were for you? Or were you even able to kind of catch it?
I don't think I thought I was able to recognize the patterns, but mine just goes full blown delusion.
Delusions. Okay.
Yeah, mine just goes full blown delusion to where I still believe like, no, I'm good, I'm fine.
Mhm.
Like I'm fine, but no, then yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's just
Yeah,
I think
it
now
does
that I've
vary from
gone through
person to
it,
person.
yeah, I think now that I've gone through it, I'm like, nah, I think I can catch it. But every time it happens, I don't catch
Yeah.
it. So
It's helpful to sometimes ask family members and friends what they think the signs are, and whenever they feel like, okay, we think you might be getting there, sometimes people will give up their credit cards, their debit cards, or sometimes even their keys, and say, all right, I think it's kind of getting bad. And you can work a manic episode out with your outpatient doctor. You really can. Like I know how to shut down a manic episode before you have to go to the psych hospital.
Mm.
So we can work out things.
With meds or with?
Yeah, with meds.
Only with meds.
Yeah.
Only with meds.
Yeah, give it meds to slow them down. Make sure they're sleeping at night. Make sure they're eating. If we can keep you eating and sleeping, and working out and connecting with people that you love, we can keep you out of the psych hospital.
Interesting. So there's no like cognitive or behavioral whatever therapy that can influence that person when the
For
person
manic
is-
episode,
yeah.
no,
No. Wow. Okay.
no. While you're in a manic episode, it's dangerous. So
Mm,
meds, that's how we bring people back down.
stabilize.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting.
This is a great episode.
I'm learning a lot.
And yeah, you're learning. Before you know it, you'll be teaching everybody all around Hollywood about mental health.
Oh, there's a lot of people to teach here.
No, there are. They need us. They need us, and it's a privilege to do this podcast. I'm so excited that we rebooted it. I'm so happy to be doing it with people that I care about, and it's a privilege. I could go on and on. So. For people who are watching, if you made it this far in the episode, you clearly care. You're here for a reason. So thank you so much for your attention. For those people who are wondering, I will be going back on tour starting April 26th in Houston, Texas. So we'll be on the road in Houston, and then we'll have some more dates after that. But April 26th, Houston, Texas, I hope to see you all there at the Comedy Club, because I can't see all y'all as patients. So like we can laugh at the Comedy Club. And then obviously we have the monthly shows here in Hollywood. But for those of y'all around the country, we'll be coming to you. And yeah, thank you so much for your attention. So this is Mila and this is Dr. Kojo and Roberto, and we're checking out from Hollywood. Thank you.
Thank you guys.